L'imparfait, imperfect tense. L'imparfait. So today we're going to do a new tense. So, the imperfect describe an action or event that was ongoing or repeated in the past. It often sets the scene or describe condition or habits in the past. For example, I was doing this, I used to do this, etc. For example, Shrek et Fiona souriaient tout le temps parce qu'ils étaient amoureux l'un de l'autre. Shrek and Fiona were smiling all the time because they were in love with each other. Okay? So how do we form the imperfect tense? And next week, we're going to see the difference between, next week, no, the week later, we're going to see the difference between l'imparfait and passé composé. So it's very important to know how to conjugate both, okay? So if you remember, le passé composé, if I say j'ai mangé means I ate, right? Is there anyone who agrees? Okay. But l'imparfait, if I say je mangeais, means I was eating. I'm not sure if there is a difference between that in English, but in French, j'ai mangé means that the action is completed. Like we're sure that it's completed. But je mangeais means I was eating. So it means a very, 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 very long action. And we're not even sure that if it was completed or not. How to form l'imparfait is, it's pretty easy to form the imparfait. And we also have only, for the first time, I'm going to say that, we only have one irregular verb in imparfait. Only one. Okay, so in imparfait, we're going to take the nous form of the verb in the present tense, okay? For example, je parlais will be nous parlons, okay? So nous parlons. So the verb parler will be nous parlons. Then we are going to drop the ONS. So we are going to remove the ONS and we will have the stem. This is the stem. And this is the endings of l'imparfait. And then you add the endings. So the nous form in the present tense of the verb. So even irregular verb will be irregular here. So this is the trick. We drop the ONS and we add the endings. For example, for parler, it will be je parlais. I was speaking. Je parlais. Tu parlais. Tu parlais. Ils, elles ont parlé. Ils, elles ont parlé. Nous parlions. Nous parlions. Vous parliez. Vous parliez. Il, elle parlait. So let's check. Okay, what is the new form of the verb partir, to go? The new form. It will be nous partons, right?
Yes.
Okay. So to form the imperfect, we take just this part. We remove the ONS and we take this part and we add these endings. IS, IS, IT, UNS, UZ, and INT, depending on the subject. Is it clear?
Yeah, I get it.
So, as I said, the endings will be IS, A, IS, A, IIT, A, IONS, ION, IES, IE, AIUNT, A. So these endings have all the same pronunciation. A, okay, A, what? A, 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 A. All same pronunciation, even this one. Only these are different. Je parlais, tu parlais, ils, elles ont parlé, nous parlions, vous parliez, ils, elles parlaient. Any questions? Yes, happy RT.
So, when you said that there will be only one regular verb, so that means to say
Irregular.
irregular, one irregular verb, you said.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And the thing is, like, only this is the one that is irregular?
No, this is regular.
This is regular. Okay, we are waiting for that. That's gonna come on next slide.
No, all the verbs follow this. New form
Okay.
in the present tense, you remove the ONS and you add the endings.
Okay.
But
And
for
remove
example, even irregular verbs will be the same. For example, I gave the example of partir. Let's check like the verb of venir. What is venir in the present tense with nous?
no, bueno.
Nous venons. Okay. So here, what do we do? What does the rule says?
So we keep the VEN
Yes,
and
so we
remove the
drop the ONS.
ONS.
And then we
Then
add
IONS.
IS, AIT, UNS, IEZ, and AIUNT, depending on the subject. So, je venais, tu venais, il, elle, on venait. Nous venions, vous veniez, il, elle, venait. Is it clear?
Okay, so sorry. So that means like all the conjugation that we have done so far until now, that means all will be concentrating on new format. Like
In
for
the
example,
present
it's a
tense,
via.
yes.
Yeah, it is via in let's say for je, right? Je viens, like I'm
Je
coming.
viens, tu
But we
viens.
are
No, but it's going to be the new form in the present tense. Nous venons. All new forms in the present tense. For example, avoir. What is the new form of avoir?
okay, like a new form. Sorry. Which one is nous avons?
Yes. So avoir is a irregular verb. So it's going to be j'avais, tu avais, etc., etc. So you see, it's going to be always the same.
Ah, okay. Yes. That was the big confusion. Okay, that's a little tricky to be honest, but it's easy.
It's like a
It's
puzzle.
easy.
You remove,
Yes.
you add. You remove,
Yeah,
you add.
that's true.
Okay?
Okay,
Is it clear
sounds
for
good.
everybody, guys? Okay, let's see another verb. Sorry. When do we use the imparfait? So the imparfait is used to describe past situations, habits, or ongoing actions. Think of it like was, were doing, or used to in English. For example, description in the past. To describe people, places, emotions, or things in the past. For example, Shrek et Fiona étaient amoureux. Shrek and Fiona were in love. Shrek et Fiona étaient amoureux. Okay, so this is the irregular one. It's to be. Repeated actions or habits, like something that you were doing in like an infinitive time, like many times, to talk about what you used to do regularly. For example, quand j'étais petit, when I was little, quand j'étais petit, je regardais des dessins animés. When I was little, I used to watch cartoons. Quand j'étais petit, je regardais des dessins animés. We also use it for ongoing actions in the past, to express what was happening at a certain time. For example, je lisais quand il a téléphoné. I was reading when he called. Je lisais quand il a téléphoné. And you also use it for background informations or background in general, to set the scene or context in a story. For example, il faisait froid. La neige tombait. It was cold. The snow was falling. Il faisait froid. La neige tombait. So we use it to describe in the past, to talk about repeated actions or habits, to talk about ongoing actions in the past, and also to talk about background informations. Is it clear? And as I said, the next session, we're gonna see, we have a lesson about the difference between the passé composé and l'imparfait and how they can work together. If you have any questions, please raise your hands. Happy Artie.
So Nasima, the background information, doesn't it? It is doesn't it mean basically it's kind of passive composé because they say it was cold means isn't it passive composé?
No, but for you can use it was cold, not it was cold. For example, you can say il a fait froid d'un coup. Okay, it started to be cold in a moment, but it needs to be a completed action. But il faisait froid is a very long action, like you are setting a scene or a context in a story. Okay.
Okay.
So when you want to do
Okay.
a description, passé composé, you are not doing any description. You say what happened. But in l'imparfait, you describe. L'imparfait is, how can I say? We will
Beautiful
say this is
sentence.
the romantic past tense.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. It is the
Okay. And
romantic past tense.
good. That was good. That was good. Thank you.
Of course, it's French. Okay. Special case, être, to be. Unlike most verbs, être does not follow the regular rule of forming the imparfait because, okay, just a question. Why does être doesn't follow the rule? think about it. Conjugate être in the new form and tell me why être doesn't follow the rule. Why être is the only verb that is irregular here. Pourquoi? What's with the ending, Harpreet? Yes, there is no ONS at the end, exactly. So there is no ONS to drop. So the stem of être will be et, e accent T. And then we add the usual imperfect ending. So it's going to be j'étais, tu étais, il, elle, on était, nous étions, vous étiez, il, elles étaient. J'étais, tu étais, il, elle, on était, nous étions, vous étiez, il, elles étaient. Let me just check if I added the note here. Ah, yes. So, any questions about être? Okay. Remember, verbs ending in GER, like manger. What is the new form of manger in the new form? Okay, can anyone tell me why do we add an E between the G and the O? Please raise your hands. Harpreet?
As far as I remember, I think it was to keep the sound soft of G.
Okay, so if we remove the E, how the sound will be?
Mangeons.
So why are we adding the E?
Mangeons.
So it's going to be
Mangeons.
mangon.
Mangon.
So
Okay,
the
got
G,
it.
the E is here to have the sound of je. But how can we conjugate? Okay, how can I say we were eating, you were eating in l'imparfait, and why? Okay, don't see here. Conjugate manger in nous and vous form of l'imparfait.
Nous avons mangions.
Nous, it's nous mangions, vous mangez. Mais comment on écrit ça? How do you write it?
Mangions avec le verbe nous.
Non, non, en fait, c'est pas la terminaison. It's not the endings. I just want to see how you can write it. Do you write it with the E or without the E? Yes, Mujamil, it's nous mangeons. So, Mujamil, can you tell me why we didn't add an E here?
Because we already have an I to make it softer.
Thank you. So, when we have an E and you have an I, the J will be automatically je. Can anyone tell me when do we add an E to have a je sound? Before which vowel? Vowels. Gurpreet? Which vowels give the G sound to the G? So it's going to be the A, O, and U. Okay, and same for C. For example, so in the new form, you keep the E to maintain the soft G sound. So I'm talking here about the present tense. And here, so it's going to be nous mangions. So I will write here. But in l'imparfait, you remove it. Okay? Donc, nous mangions, vous mangiez. Not mangon, because that will change the pronunciation. Okay? Verbs ending in CER, like placer. The C changed to Okay, there is a little mistake here, sorry. Yes, sorry. So the C changed to CD before O to keep the sound, soft S sound. For example, so it's going to be nous plaçons in the nous form of the present tense. We remove nous plaçons. Okay. We remove the CCD because we have an I in l'imparfait. So it's going to be nous placions, vous placiez. Any questions? Okay. Verbs ending with YER, like payer. There is no spelling change in the imparfait. So we keep the Y. Nous payons, vous payez. We, you, were paying. Keep the Y, don't change it to I, like in some other tenses. If you remember, I told you in the present tense, you have the choice to change it or not. Verbs ending in ER, like étudier, to study. You end up double I in some II, which looks strange, but it's correct. For example, nous étudions. So if it ends with IER, so it's going to be double I. Nous étudions. Vous étudiez. We, you were studying. The stem is étudier, and then you add ion and ier. Is it clear? Any questions? Harpreet?
Then Seema, are these the only words that we have to keep in mind when we are putting, let's say, for example,
Not
yeah,
the
you
only
understood.
verbs, not the only verbs, but the verbs like, for example, déménager. Here, manger, déménager, emménager follows this. CER, commencer, remplacer, placer, etc. Okay? YER, payer, nettoyer, employer,
So like the families.
essayer. Yes. Verbs in IER, étudier. I don't have a lot of verbs with IER in my head. Plier.
Ensoñar, yeah.
No, enseigner is ER. It's not IER. It's GNER. Enseigner.
Okay, yes, you're right.
Okay. Any questions,
Okay.
guys? So for this one, just to make sure, if the stem ends with I, you don't remove the I. Okay. So if, for example, nous étudiants, okay, nous étudiants, when you remove the ONS, it's going to be étudier. So you add the heka like this. Étudiants. Nous étudions. So for l'imparfait, it's going to be nous étudions. Vous étudiez. Okay. D'accord? Double I, but we don't really pronounce it. The pronunciation doesn't change. Okay. Some verbs in l'imparfait, so it doesn't mean that it's irregular verbs, don't worry. It's just like first group, second group, third group, etc. So for example, parler, je parlais, tu parlais, il, elle ont parlé, nous parlions, vous parliez, il, elle parlaient, to speak. Jouer, to play. Je jouais, tu jouais, il, elle ont joué, nous jouions, vous jouiez, il, elle jouaient, to play. Second group, so it's nous finissons. We drop the ONS to finish. Je finissais, tu finissais, il, elle, on finissait, nous finissions, vous finissiez, il, elle finissait. Choisir, to choose. Je choisissais, tu choisissais, il, elle, on choisissait, nous choisissions, vous choisissiez, il, elle choisissait. Vendre, to sell. Je vendais, so nous vendons, ONS, tac. Je vendais, tu vendais, il, elle, on vendait, nous vendions, vous vendiez, il, elle vendait, to sell. Attendre, to wait. J'attendais, tu attendais, il, elle, on attendait, nous attendions, vous attendiez, il, elles attendaient. Voir, to see. Je voyais, tu voyais, il, elle, on voyait, nous voyons, vous voyez, il, elle voyait. Savoir, to know, nous savons, ONS, tac. Je savais, tu savais, il, elle, on savait, nous savions, vous saviez, il, elle, savait. To be, être, irregular. J'étais, tu étais, il, elle, on était, nous étions, vous étiez, il, elles étaient. Avoir, to have. Nous avons, we drop the ONS. J'avais, tu avais, il, elle, on avait. Nous avions, vous aviez, il, elles avaient. To do or to make. Prendre, to take, faire. It's nous faisons. It's AI, but we say faisons. We drop the ONS, regular here. Je faisais, tu faisais, il, elle, on faisait, nous faisions, vous faisiez, il, elle faisait. Prendre, nous prenons, to take. Je prenais, tu prenais, il, elle, on prenait, nous prenions, vous preniez, il, elle prenait. Venir, to come. Venons, je venais, tu venais, il, elle, on venait, nous venions, vous veniez, il, elle venait. Mettre, to put, nous mettons. Je mettais, tu mettais, il, elle, on mettait, nous mettions, vous mettiez, il, elle mettait. Any questions? Is it clear for everybody? Any questions, please raise your hands. Okay. Let's see some examples. Tac, little mistake here. Le typo. Ok. Je lisais un livre chaque soir. I used to read the book every evening. J'écrivais un livre chaque soir. Tu écrivais souvent dans ton journal. You often wrote in your journal. Il faisait froid en hiver. It was cold in the winter. Nous jouions dans le jardin après l'école. We used to play in the garden after school. Vous partiez toujours en vacances en juillet. You always went on vacations in July. Elle regardait les étoiles la nuit. They used to watch the stars at night. Je dormais très mal à cette époque-là. I used to sleep very poorly at that time. Or very badly. Tu finissais toujours ton travail en avance. You always finished your work early. Il parlait trop vite. Il parlait trop vite. He spoke too fast. Nous choisissions toujours la même table au café. We always chose the same table at the coffee. So here, this is an indeterminate. So it's something that you used to do many times. Vous attendiez le bus sous la pluie. You were waiting for the bus in the rain. Under the rain. Ils prenaient le petit déjeuner ensemble. They used to have breakfast together. Je mettais mon manteau avant de sortir. I used to put my coat before going out. Tu venais me voir chaque week-end. You used to come see me every weekend. Elle buvait toujours du thé le matin. She always drank tea in the morning. Or she used to drink tea in the morning. Nous entendions souvent ce bruit étrange. We often heard that strange noise. Or we were hearing often that strange noise. Vous connaissiez bien cette chanson. You knew well this song. Ils écrivaient des lettres à leurs amis. They used to write letters to their friends. Anyone would like to repeat? Please raise your hands.